It is time for our winter weather outlook. Now ahead this half hour, meteorologists Meghan Danahey, Karen Wynne, and myself will explain what might drive our winter weather patterns this season. And we'll have some historical context for you. Speaking of, like this. How about the all-time greatest snows in Asheville? The top 10, more than a foot. Most recently, January 22. That's right, January 22nd of 2016, we had over 13 inches of snow. It goes all the way up to the big one, the blizzard of 93 back in March. The 12th through the 14th, we had 18.2 inches. That is the all-time greatest snowfall in Asheville. Stick around, we'll be talking about our chances of snow this winter.
Hi, I'm Sergeant Carla DeVito with the Army Corps of Engineers. I'd like to wish everybody in South Carolina a
This winter, the Carolinas and the United States will be under a La Nina weather pattern. So what is that? Well, during a La Nina year, you see cooler waters there in the equatorial Pacific, and that changes global weather patterns. Now, this will be a milder cooling of those waters, so less of an impact on global weather patterns, but still an impact here in the United States. We're talking about a shift in the jet stream. That drives our storm systems, and it will be farther to the north this winter because of La Nina. It not only drives our storm chances and precip, it also determines some of those cold outbreaks that we see. So the forecast for the winter will call for drier than normal conditions across the southern United States because that jet stream is farther to the north. That's where the storm systems go. That's where we'll see more rain and snow on average over the entire winter season. As far as temperatures are concerned, that's also where the colder air will be, closer to where the jet stream is. And with that, you would expect to see warmer than normal temperatures here across the south, including the Carolinas. Now, we can still get cold outbreaks and we can still see some pretty good snow. Meteorologist Karen Wynne is here to talk about typical La Nina snowfalls here in the Carolinas.
Thank you, Megan. When it comes to weak La Ninas, we have 12 of them on record, and it's pretty much boom or bust, as you can see with the snowfall over the years. You can see in that early 70s period, over 30 inches of snow fell, but then there are some time periods where we hardly had any snow, only a trace back in 2011, 2012, and only a trace in 22, 23. Now, it's not only La Ninas that influence the winter outlook, also the jet stream, the storm track, and there are oscillations that we always watch. One is the Pacific North American, and depending on whether or not it's expanded or more zonal, if it is expanded, we have more of a storm track going directly into Asheville. That could make for snowier winters. We're also looking at the North Atlantic oscillation. Once again, if this is negative, this tends to bring colder weather and more snow. If it is positive, not so much. And now we'll send it over to Chief Meteorologist Jason Boyer.
Thanks, Karen and Megan. Thank you very much. After the break, I'll break down what we are thinking when it comes to temperatures and snow this winter. Right now, let's take a look at some other events in Asheville. The snow, obviously a big deal, and we've had some big ones, and the blizzard of 93 is the biggest of all with over 18 inches. Stick around. All right, it's time for that winter weather outlook and our forecast, what we are thinking. As you saw before the break, a lot goes into a winter weather forecast, and it can be very difficult to nail down. So here is what we think will likely play out. We're not expecting any blizzards, all right, folks? I get that question almost every year. Are we going to have another blizzard? No blizzard in the forecast for this winter. I am expecting better snow chances than the past few winters. That's pretty obvious. We've had very little or none the past few winters, so we are expecting a little more. But I think overall we're still going to fall short of average for snowfall for many. So you're expecting a whopper of a storm, probably not in the cards for us this year, but we might get some smaller bursts of snow that add up over time. Now, we do expect this pattern of Arctic air, at least bouts of Arctic air, to continue through the winter, but overall, the winter is expected to be milder when it comes to temperatures compared to historical averages. So that's something that might help out on the utility bill. So that's the idea right now, Tammy.
Well, Jason, what's the best way to keep up with the changing forecast?
Yeah, the best way to do that, obviously, is to download our Skywatch weather app. It's free. You can scan the QR code right here on your screen, and it gives you an hour-by-hour forecast in the palm of your hand. Of course, any alerts, we will have those directed to the app and on your phone as well. And you can always take a look at the radar and see how things are coming together in terms of some of the precipitation. All right, that's not the only idea, though, when it comes to getting weather alerts. You can use a NOAA weather radio. It's always a good idea, so have those handy. And you can purchase them at your local hardware store. And, of course, you can always follow us on air and online, Facebook and X and Instagram. We keep those updated constantly, all right, and YouTube.